Welcome, my friends, to another episode of The Wogger's Way. I'm Uncle Brian with Wogger's General Services in Las Vegas, Nevada. And today, I'm going to show you how to change out a porch light like this. Well, maybe not quite like this. Well, then again, maybe yours is. Before I jump into the video, I just want to mention something. From time to time in my videos, I may recommend tools and materials. Now, my recommendations are from my many years using these products. But sometimes these items change and may no longer be of the quality I expect or want to continue to recommend. So, if you've ever purchased something that I've recommended and you're not happy with it, I'd appreciate you sending me an email to let me know what the issue is, so I can follow up on that item to see if I need to change my recommendations. Because that trust that you're placing in me, I take very seriously. And I want you to know that if I recommend, promote, or advertise something on my channel, it'll only be items that I believe in. And you can email me through my website that's linked in my bio below. Okay, let's get into the video. Wait a second. Before starting anything electrical, always turn off the breaker to the circuit that you're working on. Now, if the item you're working on, in this case a porch light, is controlled by a wall switch, yeah, you can just turn off the wall switch. But I always recommend that you turn off the actual breaker. And when I turn off a breaker, I place a piece of tape over the breaker and write, "Do not turn on the tape." This is in case someone else in the house goes to turn something on and there's no power, so they go out to see if maybe a breaker tripped, not knowing that you're working on something, so they turn the breaker back on and you get electrocuted. So it's just another added level of safety.
First, remove your old fixture. Normally, it will be held on with a couple of acorn nuts on the face, or a couple of screws like here. It's also possible it's attached with a screw on each of the sides. Use a voltage tester to verify that the power to the circuit is in fact off. Then disconnect the wires from the fixture to the wires in the electrical box from the house. They should be attached with wire nuts that you can just unscrew, but if the nuts won't come off because they're old and corroded, you can just snip the wires. Just try to cut them close to the wire nut to save as much of the house wiring as possible. There should be a black wire, a white wire, and a green or a bare copper ground wire. Ground wire may be attached to a grounding screw on the mounting plate, like it is here. Just unscrew it. Next, remove the screws holding the mounting plate to the electrical box. It should be just a couple machine screws. And don't worry if your mounting plate doesn't look like the one in the video. There are a few different styles.
I'm going to be installing this porch light from Hampton Bay, available through the Home Depot. Now, this has integrated LED lights built into the fixture, and I'm not a huge fan of fixtures with integrated LEDs, because if the LEDs go bad, then you have to change out the entire fixture. Whereas a fixture that takes a separate bulb, you just need to change out the bulb, not the whole fixture. Now, this is one that the client had purchased, so that's why I'm installing it, but I'll put a link to it down below, just in case you're interested in it.
Now prep the wires in the electrical box. I'll normally snip an inch or so off the ends of the wires if they're long enough to start with a nice fresh end. And if they're really long, I'll snip them back so only a few inches of wire extends outside the box. And then strip about 3/8 of an inch of insulation from the end of each wire.
Next, you'll install the mounting bracket. But first, I want to point something out to you. If you notice, the electrical box is sticking out past the finished face of the wall. Now, the box should be flush with the finished wall surface, but I've seen them sticking out like this one here. I've also seen them recess an inch and sometimes more into the wall. Now, in an ideal world, it would be flush, but it rarely is. Now, if it can't be flush, it is better, though, to be a little bit recessed than extending out like this one. Now, this is going to cause an issue a little later, which I'm going to go over with you at the end. Now, before I get back into the installation part, if you like the content I'm putting out there, I'd appreciate a tap on that thumbs up like button and subscribe to my channel. And I have a goal to reach 15,000 subscribers by the end of this year, 2025. So please, I'd appreciate it if you'd help me reach that goal. And as a thank you, I'm conducting drawings each month this year for my subscribers to send you some free Wogger's Way merchandise. So, subscribe and get in on the monthly drawings. Thank you. All right, let's get back into it.
Okay, attach the new mounting bracket that came with your light fixture. It'll normally come with new machine screws. If not, just reuse the screws that were holding on the old mounting bracket. You want the bracket to sit against the finished wall, so if the box is recessed into the wall, place some spacers on the screws behind the bracket. You can just stack up some washers or oversized nuts or something to accomplish this. Next, you want to make sure that the mounting screws are level. Here I did it wrong by placing the level on top of the bracket. Instead, place the level across the two screws, since, as you can see here, the screws are offset on the bracket from each other. So leveling the bar results in the screws not being level, which will then cause the fixture not to be level. I did correct it later. If there's a ground wire, wrap it around the green grounding screw on the bracket, leaving some wire past the screw which you'll connect to the ground wire from the light fixture. Now attach the wires on the light fixture to the wires from the electrical box. Black to black, white to white, and ground to ground. After installing the wire nuts, give the wires a slight tug just to make sure that they are firmly connected. Now I always wrap my wire nuts. I know, some people do and some don't. I'm one of the do people. Now I start by wrapping the wires together firmly and then continue the wrap up onto the wire nut. By sealing off the bottom of the wire nut, if there is ever a spark at the connection, the tape will contain the spark within the wire nut. Plus it helps secure the wires together and helps prevent the wire nut from coming loose. Fold the end of the tape over onto itself so you have a little tag at the end to make it easy to remove the tape in the future if needed.
So, are you team wrap them or team don't wrap them? Comment below on how you do it and why.
Then gently and neatly tuck your wires back into the box. Once the wires are tucked out of the way, you can mount the light fixture to the bracket. Just let the screws extend out through the holes in the face of the base plate and then install the acorn nuts to secure the fixture to the electrical box.
Now this is where this electrical box causes an issue. Because the box extends out from the finished wall, the light fixture won't sit up against the wall like it's supposed to. Now you can see I ended up with a good 1/4 inch gap between the fixture and the wall. Now I'll come back later and I'm going to fill that in with some stucco patch, which will help stabilize the fixture once it sets. Now if the light you're installing is exposed to the elements, place a bead of caulking or silicone around the base of the fixture to the wall just to keep out any water. Now this one's located underneath a patio cover, so I wouldn't need to caulk it if I didn't want to.
Remove the tape from the breaker and flip the breaker back on. Then turn on the wall switch and be illuminated by your awesome handiwork.
It really is a very simple project which you can do in less than 30 minutes. So drop a comment below on your experiences installing a light, or just to say hi, or how much you love watching me. And before I head out to make the next video, don't forget to tap on that thumbs up like button and subscribe to my channel. And I'll put a link below if you want to get your hands on some Walker's Way merchandise, along with a link to my website telling you how you can win some free merchandise. And as always, I'll put links to any tools and materials that I use in this video. So, I truly appreciate you watching my channel, and if you haven't had enough of me, there's another video right up over here to occupy your time. And subscribe link right up over here. Once again, this is your Uncle Brian saying thank you, I appreciate it, and I'll see you in my next video. Like that one. Bye now.